Hello, my name is Leslie Gonzalez, and I am going to talk about our campaign presented by the Seaside Health Department. So, one of the main questions is why is nicotine so addictive? Well, nicotine, once you inhale it, either inhaling, vape mist, chewing tobacco causes a release of dopamine in the brain, which gives people a good feeling, which starts your body to begin to crave that feeling of nicotine more. And because of that, people start to feel the need to want it more and more and more. And that causes the addiction that many people struggle with every day. So, why are we doing this campaign and why is it important um, for this school group? Well, we want to have a tobacco free life for these teens, especially those in the Indigenous youth, as many of our groups are underserved, including Indigenous youth. So, to begin, we need to talk about change. Why do we need change? So, let's begin with the basics. There is a need for smoking prevention and cessation strategies for our youth. Social environment is relevant to a person's chances of smoking, of quitting tobacco. Tobacco or smoking can be seen as a coping mechanism for many of these teens. Um, Sometimes, as I said previously, it gives tobacco can give that good feeling, and sometimes teens have just want to have that moment of feeling good, feeling wanted, feeling that they're okay. But sometimes once a kid stops or once a teen starts using tobacco, it's really hard for them to stop. And when they try, they start to realize that the withdrawal is much harder to do than actually smoking. Sometimes it can lead to weight gain. They fear losing their friends because smoking can be seen as a connection to many of them. So students perceive smoking as a social norm because of the surroundings around them, such as their peers or family. So we're trying to help with this campaign. We want to help build a positive social, physical environment to help them create a tobacco-free life. So the issues are about 9 out of 10 smokers start before the age of 18. Currently, 12.2% of youth in the Seattle area alone have used cigarettes, e-cigarettes, or other tobacco products such as hookahs in the last 30 days. A use pattern in the United States has shown that American Indians and Alaskan Natives high schools have the highest current cigarette smoking rate of any other race or ethnicity at 16.2%. So you're wondering, how is that happening? Well, many of the times teenagers start smoking with their friends. They feel accepted and they use smoking as a mode of a social connection. Teenagers can also engage in smoking because their parents smoke. Unfortunately, a lot of the American Indians and Alaska Native adults have the higher smoking rate, more than 1 to 5. So why is there such a high number, high percentage, high rate in the indigenous population? Well, that's because um, tobacco companies actually exploit the cultural significance of tobacco for their financial gain. Indigenous population actually see tobacco as something sacred. So why is it that we want to help? Why is it that we want to do this campaign? Well, we want to do this campaign to help save lives. Tobacco is a dangerous um, substance that can cause severe health issues. So in the US today, 6 out of 10 leading causes of death for American Indian, Alaska Native populations are linked to smoking. Smoking by youth and young adults can actually cause severe health issues. Some of the effects in teen smoking can include long-lasting effects on the brain, reduced lung function and growth, early cardiovascular damage. It can cause cancer, and, as I said previously, addiction to nicotine. So how is this happening? So cigarettes actually cannot be advertised, but unfortunately, electronic nicotine delivery systems can. This can include electronic cigarettes, this can include vapes, this can include pens, hookahs. These electronic nicotine delivery devices can deliver nicotine through aerosol and inhale it to the lungs the same way as a cigarette. And these systems target the cultural significance of tobacco in the Native American indigenous communities and tribes. And they do this by reducing the price of those items and misappropriating indigenous culture that reinforces harmful stereotypes. So what are our solutions? Well, nicotine replacement therapies, such as patches and nicotine gums, are recommended for people who are regular smokers. Unfortunately, they're not available for people younger than 18 without a prescription. But most parents, about 85%, consider it acceptable for their child's pediatrician to prescribe NRT to them. So, with the consent of a parent, this can be possible. Counseling is effective in the treatment of adolescent smokers. However, as I said previously, it can be extremely difficult for Indigenous youth when their parents or siblings smoke. That's why it's important for Indigenous youth to have that family support. It may be adequate to address smoking as an entire family, focusing on counseling parents about the harmful effects of tobacco, smoke, and providing them with cessation resources. So it's important to involve family in this type of things, especially in this population. So how are we trying to fix it? So community-based practices can include school-based toolkits. This can consist of smoke-free challenges, club mentorships, rewarding participants, and validating the decision to be smoke-free. So we want to include the schools, Seaside High School specifically, because our teachers, our administrators are the ones who spend a lot of the time with these students. So having them involved in these types of participations and having these clubs or having them even learn a few things about these challenges or about how it affects the student is important. Creating school policies around tobacco use and offering training to educators is also important. As I said previously, they spend the most of the time with these students. So having that support outside of family is also really important. Another thing that can be very useful is, as I said, counseling families with adult smokers can support their teen smokers by quitting altogether as a whole. Sometimes it can be difficult for adults who smoke on a regular, but that's why the NRTs are available and they are very effective. So we recommend parents, families 18 and older to use those and help their child develop that smoke-free household. So how is it that we want to spread the word of being smoke-free? So at Seaside Health Department, it can be found on many of our social media platforms. The search and use of our hashtags for our campaign: Clean the Air, Help Our Youth Quit, Quit and Be Proud, Indigenous Youth, Seaside Health Department, Let's Talk, Save Your Lungs. All the social media platforms that we have are Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. So we can be found on all those platforms. And how we want to support. So if you need more support, please visit our website or our hotline. And for schools and other organizations interested in helping our youth in the Seattle area, bulk orderings for pamphlets and informational handouts can be made for your school or organization, and just contact team at nosmoke.shd.gov. And before I end this presentation, I want to thank you for listening, but I also want to say for any student or any young adult looking for help, looking for assistance to quit and having a hard time, please reach out to me, teachers, family members, our organization, and we can help you and connect you to resources and programs to help you make that part of your life easier, because it can be difficult. You might quit more than once. You might quit and then start again and then quit later. It can take multiple times. But like I said, I reach out and you have support. We are here for you. And here are references. And again, thank you so much for everyone listening.